Setting up a professional PS5 streaming setup is honestly not as complicated or as expensive as some people may make it seem. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how you can build a stream-ready setup completely from scratch. And just to make things interesting, we're gonna be using an operating system that has never been seen before on this channel. But don't worry, everything that you'll see set up in this video can be configured on Windows and Mac as well. Let's do it. All right, so the first thing that we need to put together is the physical hardware setup. We already have our PS5, but what good is a PS5 if you don't have anything to play it on? Well, how about a Pixio 2K 180 Hertz monitor, specifically made for gaming? I think that we could do a lot better though with this display, not in terms of the image quality, but by getting some more space on this desk. So how about we try this Wally monitor desk mount? Oh, this thing is backwards. It's all right, we'll just do it again. This is the right way. Now we just mount it to the desk. Make sure it's nice and secure. Attach the arms to the base, and we'll secure the arms to the base. Same with this arm too, but not too tight so we can still move the monitor. Speaking of the monitor, let's detach the stand from it, and we're gonna put the plate on. The monitor arm is of course completely optional, but look at how much more space we have on the desk now. Since we're gonna be using a computer in this setup, one monitor is not gonna be sufficient because it's already taken by the PlayStation 5. So I present to you monitor number 2, which is the Titan Army 240 Hertz gaming monitor. And typically we are all accustomed to looking at our monitor horizontally, but what if I told you that you could flip it to be vertical? This will look so sick when we actually flip it in the operating system itself later. The computer we'll be using in this setup is the MC741 Mini PC by LTC. It has an AMD Ryzen 7 CPU featuring 8 Zen 4 cores. It also has Radeon 780M integrated graphics. Additionally, this PC comes with 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD. Looking at the ports on this device, you're gonna have a headphones jack, 2 USB 3.0 ports, 2 super speed USB-C ports, your power button, and on the back of the device, you'll find the connection for the display port or HDMI, 2 USB 2.0 ports, an Ethernet input, and then of course a port for the power. Now of course we can't use a computer without a keyboard and mouse, so I've picked up this sick looking full-length RGB gaming mousepad by Gimmars. It comes with 10 different light modes and has a spot to wirelessly charge your phone. And to go on top of this mousepad, we have a keyboard and mouse from TMKB. I'm plugging the keyboard and mouse into those 2 USB 2.0 ports on the back of this computer. They do not need USB 3.0. So far so good, but we haven't yet touched on any stream specific gear. That's about to change. Starting with this Willesi ring light. Having lighting is just a non-negotiable, especially if you have a face cam, which for this setup, we'll be using the Acer 4K Ultra webcam. It can output up to 1080p 60 or 4K 30. Using the included stand, it can be mounted to a monitor or tripod, and it can be connected to the computer via USB. Now the remaining stream gear that I have to show to you guys is from Fifine, who was nice enough to sponsor this video, and they have some very nice, affordable gear that you guys can pick up, which of course I will be showing you the full price breakdown at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned. But I want to first start off with their V3 capture card. And this is the piece that bridges your PS5 to your streaming PC. It can record up to 1080p 60 FPS and has a 4K pass-through. It's completely plug and play and works right away with applications such as OBS Studio. To set this capture card up, you're gonna wanna take the HDMI cable coming from your PlayStation 5 and plug that into the HDMI input of the capture card. The HDMI cable that I just plugged into the monitor that I'll be gaming on is going to be plugged into the HDMI out slot of the capture card. That way we get a video signal into the capture card from the PS5, and then it goes out to the monitor. You're then going to want to take the provided cable that came with the capture card and plug the USB-C end into the PC slot of the capture card, and then the other end of that cable will be plugged into the computer. For PS5 specifically, you'll need to make sure that HECP is disabled in your settings in order for this card to work. Next, we have the Fifine AM8 Pro mic kit. What makes this interesting for a budget setup is that you get the RGB mic stand along with the AM8 Pro microphone, which gives you both USB and XLR outputs. This cable here is what's going to power the RGB lighting you see on the arm. This is a dynamic microphone. microphone. You're not gonna talk into it like this. It's gonna be right here directly onto the top of the mic so that you can get the best sound quality coming from your voice.
The microphone has a capacitive touch mute button on the top, a headphone jack, a dial to control the audio levels, and a button to control the RGB lighting.
The cable it comes with is very versatile, as I have the option to either use USB-A or USB-C. Luckily, having to plug in the microphone via USB is one less problem we're gonna have to face because we're gonna be using the SC8 mixer instead.
This device can be used directly with the PS5 or your stream computer. The AM8 Pro mic that I just showed can connect to this mixer via the XLR input, and what's even better is that you can use the SC8 mixer with Fifine's free to use Genie software. It's currently only available on Windows, but you can create and save EQ profiles, fine-tune voice effects, sync RGB lighting across your Fifine gear, and build audio presets all from one place.
On this mixer, you have physical control knobs to control your microphone volume, auxiliary input, the output to your headphones, and even for game and chat balance. At the top, you'll see your levels for your microphone input as well as your headphones. You have a voice changer feature. Then you have some settings here to be able to monitor your microphone coming in live without delay. 48-volt phantom power, which is what you'd want to have enabled for condenser microphones. You also have surround sound 7.1 channel audio. You have 3 EQ settings that you can select here. And then the custom buttons here are ones that you can configure with your own sound effects that you'll record through this device.
As for game audio, we'll be pulling it from the PlayStation 5 controller into the auxiliary line-in port of the mixer using the provided male-to-male 3.5mm cable. To give the mixer power, all we need to do is connect it via the USB cable to the computer.
There's one more thing we're gonna need to connect here in order to hear all of the audio that's coming through our stream, and that's with a pair of headphones, and luckily Fifine has hooked us up with their H9 gaming headset.
This headset has dual connectivity as it can be connected via USB to a PS5 or PC. The earmuffs are cushioned for a comfortable wear. On the USB cable, there's a control box attached to make it easy to control volume and microphone levels, toggle mute, and enable 7.1 virtual surround sound. But for the setup we're building in this video, we'll be plugging the 3.5mm end directly into the mixer so that we can hear everything.
This is the current state of the PS5 streaming setup. We now have everything that we need to run a stream from a hardware perspective, from the heart of the stream being the mixer to the brains of the stream being the PC. I think it's now time that we turn this baby on and see what we got.
Now to unveil the operating system I'm using in this video, if you guessed Ubuntu Linux, you would be correct. This operating system is lightweight and completely free to use. One of the things that's unique about Linux is how you install software. Instead of going to a website and downloading an installer like you would on Windows or Mac, you can do it directly from the terminal. So to install OBS Studio, I use the following 4 commands that you see on screen to download and launch the application.
The other application I'm going to install is Discord, as this is going to be the mechanism for being able to chat with people in a party. Luckily, PlayStation 5 has direct Discord integration, so there's no need to try to use 2 mics with the PS5 and then another with the PC in order to communicate with friends. And even better yet, with Discord, we'll be able to use the Fifine SC8 mixer to manually adjust that game and chat audio balance. And just with a couple commands, we have successfully launched Discord. All right, we can go ahead and configure OBS Studio now. And the first thing I want to do is adjust my canvas settings because I want to make sure that we're pushing a 1080p 60 recording and live stream. The base canvas I see is in 1080p, but the output canvas resolution is not. So I'm going to want to set that to be the same. And then for the common FPS value, we're going to do 60 there. If we take a look at the output section and then we go to the advanced mode, I'll keep the stream settings as is. And then for the recording, for the video encoder drop down, we're going to try out the HEVC option here. Bitrate, let's try 12,000. Keyframe interval 2. I mean, if this breaks, I'll just adjust it so that the settings are better. You know, a little bit of trial and error, but I'm hoping we can get this in one shot. So let's go ahead and select OK. And now I want to add my sources to the mix here. So we'll stick with one scene just for simplicity's sake. And this will be my gameplay scene, just so you guys can see all the sources. We're going to go ahead and select the plus button. And then there should be a video capture device source here. We'll go with this one. I see that there is 2 though, but we will try this one. We'll call it Fifine V3 card. Select OK. And then we already see the webcam is working, so that's good news. But I want to see if the capture card's working. Where is our capture card? Ladies and gentlemen, we got the gameplay up. It took some trial and error, but I ended up having to switch out the USB connection from the capture card from USB-A to USB-C directly into the computer. And that ended up working. Sometimes you just have to try different cables and different ports. Let's go with this video format, resolution 1920 by 1080, frame rate. I want to make sure that that is 60, as that is the maximum that the capture card can output, 1080p 60, but we can play in 4K 60. Color range is default. Let's change that to full, and look, it brightens it up right away, looking much better. Select OK. Awesome. Now we can just add our webcam. So this will be another video capture device source, V4L2. It'll be Acer webcam, select OK, select the drop down, and then we can choose the webcam right there. What the heck? What's going on? Now it's lagging. Motion JPEG seems to be a little smoother here. So we'll keep it like that. Now can I possibly jump it to 1920 by 1080? We're doing okay here. Frame rate, we can leave default. Color range, I also want to make this full, looking a little bit better. We'll select OK, bring it in a little bit more. I'm gonna select the Alt key, make the face cam more box-like, and we'll put it right there on the side. Up next, we can't forget to bring in our audio, leveraging the mixer from Fifine. So to do that, we're just gonna go to our settings here. We're gonna go to audio, desktop audio. We can either keep that default or turn it off if we don't want any desktop audio coming through. I personally don't need this audio coming in, so I will disable it. And then for mic auxiliary audio, I'm gonna select that drop down, and we're gonna choose the Fifine SC8 chat audio. Select apply and OK, and as you can see, that audio is coming through from my microphone. You can hear me nice, loud, and clear, and I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit so I'm not peaking. And then if we flip back open Discord and we go to our settings here, for the microphone setting, this will need to be set to SC8 chat mono. And then for the speaker, it'll also need to be set to SC8 chat mono. That way you have the microphone input into Discord, and then you also have the audio from Discord via chat going through its own stream. And as you can see, I'm testing it out right now and my audio is coming through, so people will be able to hear me in Discord. Take a double check listen to the audio. All right, at this point, we do have all of the audio coming through the way that it needs to. I did end up switching out the original male-to-male cable that came with the SC8 mixer because the audio just was sounding really scuff and not good. But what I ended up replacing it with is the Elgato ChatLink Pro, and that seems to be doing a lot better right now. So at this point, we are all set up and ready to go to try to push a recording stream test. Let's do it and see how it looks. But here we go. We are in a game of Fortnite. Right now, you don't hear the game audio because I want you to hear what the microphone sounds like by itself. This is what it sounds like with the dynamic setting turned on using the mixer. Now I'm gonna turn the game audio back on, and you guys should be able to hear that pretty nicely too, because I have balanced that out as well by just turning up the volume in the sound settings on my PlayStation 5. It's as easy as that to make it sound much better since we don't have any gain filters at our disposal using the mixer. But you see how we make things work? Not so bad. All right, but let's see what we can do. Hopefully I don't completely embarrass myself. Come on, people, what you got? I got some powerful weapons here. Oh my God, he's got it too. He's got it too, but he doesn't know how to use it. Get out of here, man. What you think this was, my boy?
Now here's a look at how the voice changer sounds.
Should I ever hear though? God, no way he kills me, right? Not with the Pro Controller. You're not killing me with the Pro Controller. Get him, he's gone. Jump, jump. Alright, we're at the bail here. We're at the bail. Very, very quickly. Just get out of here. Just get it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my God. We're being bodied right now. But, no, maybe we're doing the bodying. That was pretty crazy.
Sounded like a monster there. Now I'm a baby.
Alright, we jumping into some Street Fighter. You already know the vibes. My gosh, this man's hairdo is on another level. Probably grew out those dreads for his entire life. Shoot, before he was born, he was growing those dreads. Come on. Oh my gosh, you're gonna really let this happen right now? Come on, get back, fight back. There we go. Okay, so as promised, I'm gonna share the price breakdown for all of the components that made up this stream setup build. First, starting off with the PC, the one that was running Ubuntu, Linux. The LTC computer came in at $499. Yes, this is the most expensive component of the entire build, but it's one that you need to invest at least decently in so that you can have a stable stream setup, which this definitely checked the box. You're able to record, stream, multitask all at the same time, which is definitely a capability you want to be able to have if you're going to be doing this for the long term. Regarding the Linux side of things though, not for everybody. Linux is definitely more of a manual process using the terminal and the commands within there. Mac OS and Windows is much more straightforward and easy to use, and plus compatibility with other software beyond OBS and the plugin suite that they offer is much more vast. But Linux can definitely hold its own if you're going to be using it as a dedicated streaming computer. Moving on, the two monitors came in at a total of $389, with the monitor arm coming in at $25. The RGB mousepad, keyboard, and mouse came to a total of $80. The Acer 4K webcam came to $45. The Willesi desk screen light was $38. And then the supporting Fifine gear, which is actually very affordable for what it is in the stream space. The SCA audio mixer cost $56, the capture card was $53, the H9 wired headset $38, and then the AM8 streaming RGB mic kit was $68. But thank you Fifine once again for sponsoring this video. If you guys would like to check out any of the products that I showcased in this video, there are links in the description below, so go check those out. Thank you for staying to the very end. Like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.